Hi, this is Laura Miller reporting from the beautiful Maryland Horse Trials at Loch Moy. What's turning out to be a fabulous July weekend. Today, Friday, we started off with the Future Event Horse Series, and we're looking forward to 2 exciting days of recognized horse trials with levels beginner, novice through intermediate. And while I never participated in Future Event Horse Series, I think it's important for everyone to get out there and really give it a try if you've got a young horse that you think is going to be a prospective eventer. It's a great opportunity to get your horse used to this sort of competition environment, and is a really fun experience for all.
Okay, we 2-year-olds have to wear a bridle, so we put his bridle on. I put a halter on just because he's good in a halter too. Walked on up. Actually, before I went and watched the yearling class, just to get a scope of the area. We walked into the warm-up, and I kind of walked him around, practiced our halts and our backups, and they let me go a little bit early because I have a stallion, and there weren't that many horses up there yet. So we went into the ring. We stood him up for the judge so she could evaluate his conformation. And then we did a walk triangle, which is a smaller triangle, the white cones. And the judge wanted to see him walk out relaxed, so she let me go twice. And then we did the trot triangle, which is the big orange triangle, it's a larger triangle. So we trotted out. For him, I kept him slow because he's young, and I didn't want him charging off with me. Because he's 2, I've put a saddle on him, I free lunge him. I have not sat on him yet. That's probably end of this year I'll sit on him. But I do a lot of round penning to build trust, especially because he's a stallion and I want him to pay attention to me. He goes out in a herd with his brother and a little pony. You know, I don't think he's going to be, okay, here you go. My daughter rides him. My 1-year-old rides him, yes, from the stall to the pasture. So he's had her on his back. But he won't get ridden really until next year at the earliest for real work.
And also it's really important to be able to keep your space between the horse and to be able to guide them in essence with your hand here so that you're not having to rely on the reins. As with 3-year-olds, they just don't have the knowledge, they don't know what you want, perhaps they're excited, so you kind of need to be able to guide them. And then for the trot, it's really helpful to be able to guide them with your hand when they get really excited. So in essence, that's it. Work on the triangle, walk and trot. And then when standing to present the horse, it's really important to see if you can stand your horse up quietly and squarely. It's helpful to stretch the neck out sometimes. So you can really see muscular structure, conformation. It's also important when handling in the show ring to have a quiet appearance. Shouldn't try get into any wrestling matches with your horses. It looks bad for the public, and you'll probably lose, and it's not very helpful. It's more important, I think, for long-term goals, to have a quiet, relaxed horse in the show ring, or here specifically, a 3-year-old's first time away. He gets to stand and go to sleep. That's kind of going to be more helpful to us than chasing him with a plastic bag and perhaps getting more movement, but he'll remember that, which won't be so helpful perhaps. So that's just a few thoughts.
Now, some people might be asking, is competing my horse in the Future Event Horse Series right for me? You might be a little intimidated because you're not a professional, or you don't have much experience competing over novice level height, but don't be. Let's hear about one woman's experience competing her young horse here at the Maryland Horse Trials at Loch Moy.
Well, we got her with the intentions to work with the Future Event Horse for the USEA, and it's just one of the goals that we have right before we start eventing the horses, just to see what judges think of her and get some feedback from other judges. And I've been working with her for a couple of months. This is her first Future Event Horse show, and she's a 3-year-old, but we've done this in the past with other 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds, and we just think it's a good way to get the babies out and about and be able to be in an environment where, where there's events going on, and so they can just kind of get a gist of what things could possibly be like in the future. I think a relationship with your horse is really crucial, especially There are a lot of shows where you give your horse to a handler and the handler deals with the horse, but building a relationship with your horse, you know your horse's quirks, you know where your horse is best, you know where your horse is weak, and you can essentially really bring out their good traits if you know and have a good relationship with the horse. And the horse is probably most likely more comfortable with someone that they're familiar with as well.
And this is Laura Miller reporting from the water complex here at Maryland Horse Trials for USEA. Have a great weekend, everyone.